So hello, happy to be here in Sydney again. I've been here I think many years ago. Yeah, so want to start the workshop on the so the whole key in the Tao practice is a natural way back to the nature. So how we said always in the Tao always like to be like a child. Okay, so all what we learn is like a child, and relax, let go, and forgive, forget, and let go. The children are very easy to forgive, forget. They fight, they argue, grab the toys, and after that, they walk out, they come back, they play again, you know. But when we grow up, somebody hurt us, emotional, we remember 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, or the rest of the life. Okay, and that's how discover that emotional cause sickness. And we know now, okay, so many thousand years we have many ways how to go back to where we are. So in the Tao we believe that we have to go back not only the brain, but we have to go back to we call back to the body wisdom. We have to learn how to go back into our own body and let the mind more connecting to us. So that is the first step we want to do, back to the body wisdom. But before we want to go, we have to go back to the beginning of where we come from. Okay, so the whole key in this part is how we're going to change our negative to positive. And the important part is find a balance. So find a balance is the most important part in the Tao practice, because negative in the West, I grew up also in Christian, negative means bad. Darkness, devil, bad. Positive means good, holy man, God. So that is so we distinguish negative and positive very bad. But in the Tao say no, negative and positive have to be balanced. Okay? So when you balance, you have no evil, no goodness. It's a balance. And the Tao discover yin-yang balance back to many thousand years. And the same thing that we have day and night. Okay, even, that's how we like. More even, darkness and light more even. That's how we can live. Okay, so but the West discovered the same thing. We call the pH balance. pH balance, what that means? The acid, alkali, the same, right? So say, okay, acid is bad. I don't want acid. I only want alkali. You cannot do that. So the finding a balance is the more key. So now, the West also the holistic one, they are very concerned about, number one, want to check your saliva pH balance, not acid and alkali balance. Okay, the urine have to be pH balance. So that is the same idea as a Taoism, but the West discovered this in labs. So they use them in labs. But the Chinese discovered the pH balance or yin and yang in everyday life. Okay, so the Tao theory, eating, working, thinking, find balance. That's all. So nothing bad, nothing good if we go extreme. Extreme is bad. Okay, so if you are balanced, it's okay. I don't like you, I hate you, it's okay. As long as I can feel I hate you, I don't like you, I avoid it and find balance. But if we don't find a balance, we go extreme, very extreme. That is bad. I want to hurt you, I want to destroy you, I want to do this. So that is too extreme. But balance, it doesn't mean I don't get angry. It doesn't mean I don't hate you. It doesn't mean I don't like you. Nobody gonna born to be this world like everybody. Nobody. Yes, all right. I don't like this. I hate this. You have something you don't like. But as long as the whole thing in the Tao says, as long as you don't go extreme, either way. So some people, the whole world is so sinful and this and that and that. So we call extreme the other way. So extreme either way, in the Tao say our balance. When our balance, our lives start to get crazy. Okay? And so that's why this is the Tao, the peace balance. And the be happy, joy, and find balance. And that is the Tao. Okay? And one theory that the Tao always talking about, and now the West proof. This is what the West proved it. They use a 1 million picture. In the lab up there, below, here, everywhere, they took the picture, 1 million picture, and proved that the whole universe are covered with violet light. And that's what the Tao always talk about, the violet light. And now the universe, the West discovered that this is the beginning of the light. So we call it so dark until it's so dark to a dark purple. And that's what the whole light. So light is come later on. So the darkness, the dark purple light is from the beginning of the beginning. So that's the light. So when it said let it be light, so the light only 10%. It's only 10% of light. So that's why we say why at night the sky is dark. Why? Why at night the sky is dark? Because the sun on the other side. But the sky is always dark. Because 90% of the sky is a darkness. And only 10% is light. We're only lucky we're close to one sun. We're not lucky we're close to 10 sun, We're only close to one sun, and that's what we can survive. So the sky is the darkness. So 90% is the darkness. So the whole key in the Tao talking about this violet light have intelligence, and it can be programmed and have the highest healing light. So the whole program we are talking about now here is the so that is how the Tao see that when in the beginning there are emptiness, but with the emptiness there are two forces: pure yin, pure yang, and the West discover very similar dark matter and dark energy and dark matter. That is dark. Everything is dark. And according to the West, and very similar with the Tao, when the two pure yin, pure yang come together, boom, it bang together. So the first thing we get what? Light. Light is the fastest. Sound is the second fastest. And the third one is the energy. So the light, the true sound, and primordial force. It illuminates out to the whole universe. So the beginning of the energy is still here. And it's still expanding, radiant out throughout the whole universe. So the whole key in the Tao we are talking about here is the light. So the whole awakened healing light of the Tao. And that is the first process we call born a downways or born again process is the orbit. So we born when we are in a fetus and in the mother womb, we have the orbit. And that's why a baby always tongue stick up. We connecting a circuit. And this is what in the Tao said, we back to be like a fetus, back to be like a baby again. By opening the energy, two channels. One channel run out from the spinal cord, from the coccyx, perineum, coccyx up to the crown, to the palate. And down here we call functional channel. So these two channels, when they open, we are completing our orbit. You back to be like a baby again, back to be like a child again. And that is a whole process in the Tao. We call the Tao's process, born again process, the microcosmic orbit. Okay, and we are learning another very important part we call back to the body wisdom. Because we are so much out of the mind. Okay, everybody nowadays, if we look at our body, we are learn how to smile inwardly because our brain actually control all the system in the body. So our brain are built to control, in touch with our system, the organ, the hormone system, everything inside. And that is nearly 80%. The brain is connecting with the body. But now we are using our brain 99% outside. Now, how are you going to expect the brain have time to make the body in order, in function? We don't have that. So that's why we're getting sick, because we don't know what happened inside our body. That's the first step. So the first step we call the inner smile. And the inner smile, you learn how to smile into the body. Okay? But we need the light in order to go into us, to see the inside, we call the inner eyes. So we said the mind and the eyes, when they combine together, and the heart, mind, eye, heart combine together, you have the light in the brain. And you started to see light, and you started to see light inside you, and you started to see light, and you started to say, hey, I see my heart, I see my spleen, pancreas, stomach, I see my lung. You started to feel that I see it. If you believe that, that is the key, okay? So you see here, in our body, we have so much, our mind connecting to every part of the body. Yes or no? Our brain, yes or no? Yes. Yeah. So very simple, okay? So sometimes we said, I don't know what's wrong with my liver, right? But in the Tao say, hey, if you see the light, turn the light reflecting in and turn it inside, and you started to see, hey, I started to feel I am seeing, I'm connecting, I am connecting with my liver, okay? So like this one, the liver. So the liver here, you have a connection. You have so many nervous. This is parasympathetic, and this is sympathetic. So you see here, and we don't feel our liver until we get problem. When it's very painful, okay? And we say, oh my God, what's wrong with my liver, right? But when it's working well, we don't feel it until there's a problem. So when we feel the problem, what happens? Sometimes too late. So like the stomach, you don't feel it until you have problem, right? The stomach. You did something like, oh my God, my stomach upset. Oh my God, You feel it, and you wish you can do something with it. But you cannot do, because you never get in touch with it. You just in a normal time, we just forget them totally until they're, oh my God, I get sick. Oh my God, I feel upset stomach, oh my God. So now we started to feel, hey, something wrong with me. But the Tao said, this one, the most important part of this one is back to the body wisdom. You really can go back into the body, and you really can start to feel it, and now you can start to go in, we call smile, and go into the 5 elements. So the whole key of this, we call the 5 elements. So the whole key is the 5 elements thing. So the Tao very emphasize in these 5 elements. So this is the modern, at the olden time, they discover every organ have negative and positive emotional. Okay? Now in the Western way, emotional is in the brain. Okay? So what are you going to do with it? So you go to see psychology, they talk to you. When you are small, what happened? Your father shout at you, your father hit you, spank you, and this and that, and that. And they talk to you. And after that, oh, sorry, 1 hour finish. Next week come again. Okay. And you sit there and you talk, complain. And sometimes you talk more than the psychology talk, So after that, finish 1 hour. Next week, see you again. Okay. So after you talk, it seems like you release something because nobody listen to you anymore because you keep on repeat the same old thing over and over and over. And somebody willing to talk to you for an hour, but it's very expensive, Okay, listen to you, They discover that actually the dog and the cat is very good, You can complain to the dog. And you can tell anything to the dog, and the dog will sit there, and the cat will sit there and listen to you. For hour and hour, never argument with you. After that, you feel so good. At least somebody listen to me. So this is the way of psychological way. But in the Tao say no. For 1,000 and 1,000 years, the Tao say, hey, angry, jealousy, envy, frustration in the liver. Okay? So when you feel angry, jealousy, envy in the liver, that means it's very extreme. Too much already. Okay? But we never aware of the other part. Kindness, generosity, and another part of the liver. We never understand that. And we never grow them to get rid of the anger and jealousy easier, or to find a balance of, okay, I feel angry, but in a balanced and controlled way. Here's one easier. To get rid, I don't want to get angry, I don't want to get jealous, I don't want to get stressed, I don't want to get emotional. Which one get easier? Find balance and control it in a juggling, balancing way. Which one easier? Hello? Balance. Yes or no? It's much more easier. You don't have to be what? A perfect person. Yes or no? You need to be a perfect person? No. To be a holy man, holy woman? You don't need to. Okay? Yeah. Then, one in a billion or few billions, they're one holy man. Yes or no? Yeah? Maybe a few billion people have one holy man. They come in, they're already enlightened, they know everything. It's only one. And what happened to the 99.99% of the people? And there's 3 billion people, there's 5 billion people, and 10 billion people. Okay, we have 8 billion people now, and the rest, what? Yes or no? So what happened to all these 99.99 people? This is what we are now, right? So we are not holy. We are not going to perfect. But in the Tao say, no. If you find a balance, you're perfect. Okay, I don't like you. It's okay. I'm not going to get a stick or get something hit you and spank you or whatever, right? I don't have to do that. Why? I feel angry, I can talk to you, express to you, hey, the way you talk to me, I don't like. If you can change it, I'm happy. Find balance. You don't have to hold the angry inside you. You can express it and find a balance. You grow the positive and the negative and find balance. That is the whole Tao practice. And I like this. Yes or no? Have you seen any perfect days? Sometimes, someday, yes, but not every day. Yes or no? 365 days, sometimes you get raining, sometimes you get storm, sometimes you get cloudy, and sometimes you have sunshine. Sometimes very hot, very cold. This is how the weather. All we have to do, humans are so smart. Okay, outside so hot, we make air condition. So cold, we make a heater, and we find a balance. And 24, 23 degrees, that's good. So we find a balance. 24, 25, it's okay. No? That is how the Tao practice. So you don't need to be a perfect. You only know the negative, positive, find balance. Do you think that easier? That's it. And now we can change the organ if we understand it. So the heart, hatred, impatience, hastiness, love, joy, and happiness. So if you find these two balance, you cannot say that you're going to like everybody in the whole world. No way, right? So the stomach is worrying, and the worrying, anxiety, and mistrust. The lungs, sadness and depression, and the kidney, fear and trauma. So all these negative emotional, they always have positive emotional with inside there. If you find a balance, your organ balance. If you're out of balance, not good. Okay, so that is the whole theory in the Tao. So the whole key in this part is the creation, is the inner mind and creating cycle. So the inner mind and creating cycle, very simple that how humans are so smart. We know how to creating, generating, raising, and multiplying. Like if you have a chicken, have the rooster and a hen. If you say I'm hungry, you eat the hens. So what happens? You don't have egg. If you raise them and they lay egg, and then them hatch, in a few months you have so many chicken. This is how we got creating cycle. Okay? Now the problem we have is the organ nowadays, we never make them into a creating cycle. So each organ become weaker, and dying. Like a tree, are dying. No water, the soil is so dry, and everything are dying. Okay, so now when you go into creating cycle, each one give birth. So a very simple down-to-earth theory. Wood can creating, when the wood burn, it become what? Fire. Yes, hello? When the wood burn, it become fire. When the fire burn, become ashes, it add to the earth. So we call the fire creating earth. When the earth, if you dig down to the earth, you find metal. Metal, when you make it big, it can attract more dew, more water down. So we call metal is the mountain and the lake. It's a metal. It draws more water down. Okay, and the water can give birth to what? The tree. You see the point? So we're going to use this the rest of our today practice. A creating cycle. You're creating something, you need to raise them, and you need to multiply them. And so one you give birth to somebody give birth to you. Now you become a cycle. So the cycle become more. So from one tree, if you know how to grow them and you have more water and more earth, now you can have how many trees? The tree blossoming and bear fruits, and what happened? And now you have many, many seeds. And if you have more land, more soil, and more water, what you can do? You can grow more trees. That is a creating cycle. Once you understand this and you can feel, hey, when I'm moving, I'm smiling, and I'm moving in the creating cycle, I really feel my organs are increasing more power, more energy, and I have more energy in my organ. That is the number one you want to get that. That is the number one. Okay? So if you look at this one, so now when they are alone, they are drying out and die. But when they are started to keep on helping each other, so the tree can keep more fire, the fire can keep more earth, and the earth can keep more metal, metal can keep more water. Now the tree growing, and when the tree growing, it blossom and it bear fruits, and we can grow more tree, and can burn more wood into the fire, and fire have more earth, and the earth have more metal and water. Eventually what you get a forest. Okay? So that is a very simple theory of 5-element creating cycle. If you get this cycle right, you have a lot of power. And because the whole key in the Tao, look at this, the organ, they don't stand alone. And now there are a lot of proof. Okay? We have creating cycle and we have counteract cycle. And the counteract cycle now, the West are so crazy about that now. Why? Because you take one medicine to try to fix the kidney, it hurt what? Hurt the heart. You take some medicine, try to fix the heart, it hurt the, it can hurt the lungs or hurt the liver or hurt other things. So now is a counteract cycle. You counteract, you killing, and you destroy the other one. So in the Tao said, the counteract cycle is don't work. Okay? You have, and oftentimes people are conflict by themselves. The conflicting of ourselves is the key, major key of problem. Because sometimes people born with, so in the Tao, we look at their organs and elements. For example, somebody born with the fire elements, but the fire element is so little, but the kidney, water element is a counteract element of the fire, and the water element is so big, okay? Because the water can push off fire. So we say this person are conflict themselves. So when the person are conflict themselves, what happened? So the water conflict with the fire. So, but the fire have also their family. So the fire can creating earth. Okay. So we said the earth can block the water. So now we involve the family in fighting. So the people inside conflict first, and later on the family conflict, and later on the relative conflict, later on the friend conflict, later on the people around there conflict. So oftentimes in the Tao said, you conflict yourself first by the elements in the organ are conflict themselves. Okay? Because one is strong, one is weak, they're going to fight. So by balancing the organ, by creating the organs, energy, now everything will start to be in a much better. When you are more balanced, more peace and quiet, now everything will start become better. That is the major key. Okay? So you have some idea about this, everybody? So the creating cycle is number one, you need that. And before we go, we have to go in with the light. Okay? So the light is, and we're talking about the light, awakening healing light. Okay? So this awakening healing light So the whole universe are radiant with we call the true light. So there are many light here, and one you are putting your mind and focus, and how you started to see the light. Okay, and this light is a light that radiant out. So sometimes we call the true light, and the healing light. Okay. And the whole key that we want to see the light, because the light is everywhere. Okay, and there is the violet light. Okay, so this violet light are radiant out to the whole universe, and when we started to see the light, now the violet light coming in, the crystal room, or we call the middle of the brain, which all the glands are staying there. Okay, so we have the pituitary gland, we have the thalamus, hypothalamus, pineal gland. So the whole center of the brain in the Tao we call a crystal, like the prism. Okay, so the light coming in, because you have to know that light, sound, and energy have form or no form? Hello? No form. Okay? We take so long time to capture air in a balloon. You know that? It takes million and million years to discover how to make a balloon. We only discover how to make a balloon how long? Not very long, a few hundred years only. Okay? When we learn how to make a rubber and make a rubber into a balloon, and after that, oh my God, we can capture the air in the tire. And you know how long we are running on a wooden wheel, and later on in the steel wheel, and we're running on a steel wheel and hitting a big bump, boom, 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 like that. How long you know that? Many thousand years. Okay? Many thousand years that have culture. So we still have the wagon with steel wheel. You hit on a rock and you're going to hit your head, boom, up. And finally discover what? I can capture air into a tire. I can pump the air into the tire. Now, air, or we call energy chi, and light and sound, they are no form. So the number one, the fastest thing is the light. So the light can be captured by what? The crystal room, the crystal. Okay, so the light coming in, so violet light come in. Violet light is a rainbow color. Okay, and when the crystal room capture the light, and it change to the crystal rainbow color, and we have the mirror, or we call the back part of the brain, the eye. So actually the eye, we see things from the back here. The light coming in, reflecting on the back, and it changed to image, and we started to translate what we see. Okay, but the light also the same. The light coming in, it reflect when it reflect in the crystal room in the center of the brain, and it changed to rainbow color and reflecting here. Now it reflecting down into a rainbow color, and we see this rainbow color in the rainbow color is reflecting down into the organs, and that's how we started to realize and the organs. So that's why in the Tao we always, so we're going to see the major part on the color. So the heart, we usually keep in the Tao way, we keep what color, you know? The red color, very simple. Why is red color? Why you see somebody wear green, somebody wear blue? Why we see? Because it's reflecting the light. It captures that light and reflecting the light. Okay? And so that's all. So that why the rainbow color, the color is very important in every culture. But in the Tao, very simple. The heart and the small intestine, we give them a red light. That means when the rainbow color come in, it reflects and take in the red light. And when they come up to the spleen, pancreas, stomach, we give them what color? A yellow color, the earth color, yellow and brown. And the lungs, we give them what color? White. White color, lung, last intestine, a white color reflect. So you have rainbow color coming in, they only absorb what? The white color. Okay? And that color is the energy of that organs. Okay? And the kidney, what color? Blue color. Okay? So a rainbow color have all color. So when it come in, the kidney only absorb what they can absorb. You wear white, it will reflecting white. You wear black, it will reflecting black. Because you absorb the black and you reflect back. Yeah. So now, the liver, we give what color? Green color. So now we understand that this, now the head and the crown, we give them a violet color. So that's what the whole light is. So the healing light, that is what we are looking for to go in, and we see the light, and we shining the light from the brain and inside the body. Sometimes you just follow me, I help you, I guide you. And a lot of you, by tomorrow you start, hey, I started to feel I see something inside me. Or I started to feel I feel something inside. Okay? All you have to do is what? You will believe it that my mind is connecting to every part of the body. That's all you have to be really understand that. And the rest is much easier for you. Yes or no? So you see this one. So in this picture, you see, very complicated. The whole brain connecting to all the whole body. Okay? And now when we separate them out, the heart, we have sympathetic, parasympathetic, and sympathetic. So we're going to learn the sympathetic and parasympathetic because one is stress, one is very stressful. And when you're stressful, the most important part of the stressful, what you get? When you are very stressful, the first thing you get is when you're very stressful, number one is suppress. When you're in the fight and flight response, is suppressing the digestion. Okay? When you are in a very stressful, very emotional, is suppressing fight and flight response. And now, when you are in inner smile, relax and let's go in parasympathetic, you rest, digest. That is very important. When you are calm and relaxed, you go into a digestion. Because when you are in fight and flight response, you are on war, you're fighting. So when everybody, when the two countries or the World War, like Second World War, when they're in the Second World War, what happened? The first thing what you have? No food. Yes or no? The first thing is people starve to death, no food. Why? Because everyone go to war and nobody grow food or make bread or do anything. Nobody want because everybody go to war. Okay? So when we in the stress and fight mode, the body don't care. Are we in a war? Okay, let's go to war. That's it. So fight and flight response, that's why now we know fight and flight response, emotional cause sickness. Okay? But when we learn how to rest, smile, relax, let go, and rest, now we go into digestion mode. So that is very important part, into learn how to inner smile and learn how to creating cycle. If we don't learn how to creating cycle, the whole key is go right into very stressful mode. And everything are so tight and tension. We're going to start with the first part we call the spinal cord breathing first. Okay, So in this spinal cord breathing, we say activate the pump. Activate all the pump. So we have 7 pumps. So let's stand up. This exercise, I like it, and I always like to beginning with it. I hope you get it, and it's very simple exercise, but involves so much about the spinal cord. So we born with it. We say we're born with a 21 pumps. Okay, why we need so many pumps? You know why? Why we need so many pumps? Because how many percentage of fluid in our body? 70%. And if you want to move all this fluid around, what you need? You need pumps. Very simple, right? But if you're sitting on a pump, there is a Sacrum pump. If you're sitting on a pump, and what happens? I don't think the pump is going to work well. Okay? So usually we sit on the Sacrum and sat on the lumbar. Now all the pumps started not working. That is a whole key. Okay? If you understand, this is a boy and girl stepping on the water wheel, and you pump the water up, and after that you have the buffalo carry the water up the hill. So we have many buffalo. And in the olden time, they don't have pump. The drawing of this drawing is 2,500 years ago. They don't know pump. But they know that if you want to get the water, you get a boy and girl stepping on the water wheel and pump the water up. And after you put on the buffalo wagon, and you pull the water uphill. Because we stand up, we say we have 24-story high. It's very high, right? And the people on the top, the most important part is what? Make sure you have water. Yes or no? Nowadays, we have to make sure we have the lift going up, have the water up there, and electricity, Chi, water, and lift up, okay? If no electricity, backup battery gone, what happened? The people live on the top, what happened? No water, you have to walk down, get the water, walk up 24-story high. Just take one pail of water, go up, and you finish the water in a few minutes, okay? So that's why, so the whole key is, so the first time we say, Sacrum move. Sacrum is we call the big pump, because Sacrum, the cranial, and the Sacrum pump. So when you, let's move the hip first. The hip, moving the hip. This is the hip, okay? And when you move the hip 9 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reverse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Now, this is the hip. Now we're going to move the sacrum. The sacrum we call the sacrum and coccyx. Actually, the horse tails. This is the coccyx. And the sacrum and the coccyx. Okay? So that is a very important part. So it's the one piece of bone here that when we sit down and you sit on the pump. When you sit down and you sit down, you sit on the pump. So now if you put your hand here, you rub it, you started to feel, because all the nervous system are come in to here, okay? And it connecting to the ground like a ground wiring. So we call it grounding, the grounding. So we have grounding, negative line, and positive line. So the whole key, you have to understand grounding, negative wiring and positive wiring we call connection. No negative, positive and grounding, there's no electricity. It's very simple. The whole thing practice is the same thing, very natural. So now Sacrum spiral, Sacrum. So you see, actually it's nearly the same thing like your palm. If you put your palm here and you put your palm here, it is a two palm. So one we call the sacrum and one we call the cranial. So these two palm, I tell you, the West recognize it, and the Tao know that many thousand years. And they have all the exercise are gearing on that. Okay? So the whole exercise is geared on this. All the Qigong, all the Tai Chi, everything is all this. So you see the Tai Chi, when you push, sacrum move, and sacrum have to move, and the cranial have to move, and the lumbar have to move. So the 7 pump have to activate. It's not just like this. Okay, you haven't moved your sacrum, the sacrum, the door of life, the T11, the opposite the heart, the C7, the base of the skull, and the skull, the crown, the skull. So the 3 pump very important. So you see, let's move the sacrum, spiral your sacrum. So when you're spiraling the sacrum, now focus, you feel, some people you might feel pain, you might feel some pain, some tension, and reverse spiral, feel it. The feeling is the one that learn how to turn yourself back to your body. Okay? When you feel the sacrum, when you feel your spine, when you feel your cranial have feeling, we call energy feeling. Warm, nice energy feeling, that we call energy, Qi. Okay? We call energy, but in the Tao we call Qigong. Means you learn how to feel energy, and now later on you can learn how to increase the energy. And later on you learn how to control energy and circulating the energy. So we controlling the energy. Not energy, you don't know where they are. Okay? You gathering them when they're coming a lot, and you move them, spiraling them, and you guide them moving in, and you feel, hey, I feel energy moving according to my mind. So we call, you are circulating your own energy. When energy move, what move? Blood move. When the blood move, what blood carry? Oxygen, nutrition, and white blood cell, stem cell. So we call army, soldier, policeman, repairman, and engineer. Is that important? Oxygen, nutrition, army, engineer, repairman. Is that important? When the Qi don't move, the blood will vary. When the wind don't move, the water don't move. When water don't move, the wave, no wave. Now everything gone. No wind. And the fish and all the marine life will not lay egg anymore. When there's no wind, no tide, no wave, everything. So this is the key. This is the key. Because we have the whole separate, we have the spinal cord fluid are separate. So the whole thing, this spinal cord fluid is what? Nourish the brain and the nervous system. So the brain stop, everything stop. When the nervous system block, all the organs get sick. So that's what the first step. Okay? So the sacrum, the spiral, the sacrum. And now move front and back. Now, everybody try to do like this. Sitting down, sit but not sit, and standing up, sitting down, and standing up. Now when you sit down, feel that you are moving your sacrum, and tilt your sacrum, tilt. and tilt your sacrum to the front and sit down. Sit down. Like you want to sit down. You want to sit down. Okay? But you move a little bit more on the sacrum, and you stand up. You tuck the sacrum to the front a little bit, and you move. This sacrum is a pump, big pump. Okay? And so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now the next one is the lumbar pump. Okay? So the lumbar is here. Opposite, if you touch the navel, opposite the navel. So you sit down and round your back. You see? You want to sit down and you round your back. You round your back like this and you turn your back straight. You sit down, sack your back, sack your lumbar out to the back. Sack, back, round. Not this way. This way. More round, round. Round. Yeah, round. And up. Round. And up. Round. This is very important because this is the pump. All the pumping system have to work. The 7 pump in the spinal cord. Now the next one involved with 2. The opposite the heart, here the center of the heart, and opposite the throat, the C7, the big bone here, the C7. So we say, you tuck your sacrum, rub your back, and sink your chest. So you are round like this. You round like this. No, round like this. No, round like this. Yeah, sink your chest. Press your lung in. Okay, everybody let me see like this. Not like this. Okay, like this. Your rib cage has to be in. Rib cage has to be in. Everything round. Okay, so press your lung and exhale. Now inhale, expansion. Okay, exhale, sacrum. No, first thing, sacrum. Sacrum, tuck, lumbar, and rib cage. Fatten down your stomach, pull your stomach in, and inhale, expand. Okay, exhale. Inhale. Now, this one, you pull and try to pull your scapula together. Let's touch, find the scapula. Make sure the scapula come together. And this one collect all your shoulder pain, shoulder problem, neck problem. Okay? You have to pull your scapula together. Inhale. Your chest expand. Pull your scapula together. Here. The scapula come together. No gap. Okay? Don't worry if you cannot pull them together. Eventually you will. When your scapula cannot pull together, it pull your shoulder here and you get so pain. Okay? So okay? So let's do. So inhale, expand, and your duck tail. Okay? Now exhale, you round, reverse. Stomach fatten down, rib cage fatten down, and come this way. Okay, now inhale, expansion, neck tighten. Okay, so this neck has to be tightened. Okay, there is all the problem on the neck. Okay, and pull your scapula together. Exhale. Inhale. Breathing. Exhale. Inhale. Now, we started to talk about color and light. Okay? So when you exhale, you feel cloudy gray color. We always do that. This one, they do research in their UCLA, University of Los Angeles. They get a camera and they describe people when very emotional and they get angry or shout. The vapor that they come out is very dark and cloudy. That the camera capture it. And very poison, If you gather this vapor enough, it's like a liquid, black liquid, gray liquid. And if they inject into a horse, it makes a horse temporarily paralyzed. That's big. A horse is a big guy, And the vapor of emotional is very toxic. But this vapor is very interesting. It goes to the earth. The cloudy and gray color always go back to the earth. Okay? It's very important. But when we shout and we just emotional out, it don't go to the earth, but it go to other people. And the other people pick up your emotional, and what happen? It get explosion again. So that's why in the Tao say, hey, if you learn how to get excess negative emotional in cloudy and gray color Tao, and believe the Mother Earth. And very simple theory. What the simple theory? When you have organic garbage, what is organic garbage? A garbage that can be composed, right? And you return them to the earth. And what happened? It composes and make the earth more fertilized and grow things, right? But if you get the organic garbage and put it in big pile outside somewhere, what happened to that organic garbage? It turned to what? Fly coming, worm coming, everything grow and smell and bacteria come, right? Anybody want that? But we always pile up all this garbage in where, Our garbage, we pile them up in under the bed, in the closet, in the kitchen. That's what we put. Put all this garbage inside us. This organic garbage, so all the emotional is we call organic emotional. It can be what? Composed. And who can compose this? The earth. The earth. Not up there. Okay? I grew up with Christian, so everything, God forgive my sin. Boom, I dump garbage to God. And when I grew up, when I learned the Tao, I said, garbage don't throw up there because it never composed. So anything go up, one day going to come down, Like the Chinese send the satellite up there, they're going to come down today, Today or tomorrow, they're going to come down. We don't know where they are, But their chance is 1 in a what? Billion. You're going to get hit. 1 in many billion, Okay. So anything composable, emotional is organic garbage. If you return them down to the earth will take your garbage and compose them to good energy and give you good energy. Healing power, that's what Mother Earth can give also. Okay? So when we exhale, cloudy and gray color, and we inhale, golden light. So the spinal cord, the brain, and the spinal cord is a golden light. Inhale, smile, very important, smile, golden light. Exhale, cloudy and gray color down to the earth. Inhale, breathing in, smile into your brain and your spine. Feel you breathe in the golden light. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, rub your hand warm. And cover your sacrum and cranial. And just feel it breathing. Inhale. Diaphragm. diaphragm, sacrum, breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Feel nice and warm. When you feel nice and warm, energy move. Energy started to move. Feeling warm and nice. And remember this good feeling. Remember this good feeling. Okay? Remember the good feeling and rest. Now, this spinal cord breathing, we're going to do a lot. Now, if you feel started to aware your sacrum, the cranial. Cranial is very important. Hit them every day, make you smarter. Yes, and this is the Tao talking about. And when I in Munich, the next state of the Munich is the barbarian state. That's where they started. Okay, and I told them that the Tao said hit your back every day, every morning hit it. Okay, and one guy said, "Oh, Master Chia, my grandfather told me that hit this every day, you get smarter." Yeah, that is what the Tao. But actually, you hit them every day, you activate the brain. This is the small brain where control all the activity. Okay, and hit this sacrum, hit the sacrum. So you use this one, hit it. So this two part is a big pump. Sacrum, cranial pump is a big pump. Okay, this big pump, if you sit on them every day, the pump don't work. Okay, and the pump involved with spinal cord fluid flow. And now they discover that these two pumps, when it not work well, when we sit too long and sat down like that, now sacrum and the spinal cord and the cranial, sacrum don't work, cranial don't work. And the rest of 5 major small pumps don't work. Now the spinal cord fluid gets low, the brain don't get enough nutrition. What happened? This is the major cause of Alzheimer's disease beginning. Because you don't lack of nutrition and lack of taking out the waste material in the brain out. The brain only take out the waste material when we sleep at night. And the spinal cord fluid flow up, take the waste material in the brain and process in the liver and get it out. And that is, so they discovered that when the spinal cord fluid don't flow well, the fluid cannot take this waste material in the brain. So especially when you don't sleep enough. They discovered that the brain don't have the lymphatic system. Why? Because the brain, when we sleep, the brain shrink down. When we are awakening and wake up and think, the brain swollen up. So there's no room for the lymphatic system, the lymph system, to take out the waste material. Only when we sleep, rest, and the brain shrink down, and the fluid go up, take the waste material, and get out. So that's why if you sleep late, past the 1 o'clock, the melatonin stop producing. And that is the best one. So you work very late, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, like that, the brain cannot clean out the waste material. They said this is the beginning, because the Alzheimer, it takes 10 to 20 years to build up. It's the waste material block the brain. And the waste material build up too long, everything gone. Yeah. Okay.